Hello. So, I thought I would talk a little bit about protein. Now, there's loads of myths and things surrounding protein, like how much should I eat, when should I eat it, why should I eat it? Well, I'm going to debunk some of those and give you a nice, simple approach. So, protein. There's protein bars, protein powders, protein shakes, protein yogurts, protein cereal, protein chocolate, protein. The list is endless. A lot of that stuff is shocking. Protein bars, for example. Just gotta go straight in there. It's a chocolate bar with a bit more protein in it. So it's gonna be high in carbohydrates, but that's your added sugars rather than actual good carbohydrates. So the likes of rice, potato, sweet potatoes, pasta maybe even. And even I'd say a bagel, a wee bagel or something. But not going to talk about that at the moment. We're talking about protein. So, how much protein should I eat? Well, if you're having a fairly relaxed lifestyle, fairly sedentary, a little bit active, I'd say you go in between 1.1 and 1.6 per kilo of lean body mass. Or if you're really looking to build some muscle, going towards 1.8, maybe 2.2. So for me, for example, I try to work around 200 grams of protein a day. Thereabouts. Depends, sometimes more, sometimes it's less. It all depends on the day, what I'm training, what I trained the previous day, things like that. How do you spread that out though? Well, I like analogies. So, rather than thinking, oh, I'll have two chicken breasts with my dinner, that'll get my protein up. Try and spread the amount of protein you're going to have over 4 to 5 meals a day. I say meals, like two of them are going to be more towards a snack type thing rather than an actual solid meal. But starting off with breakfast, me for example, I tend to have around 40 grams with my breakfast. You can see the way this is going, can't you? And then my, what I call second breakfast, 11sies, whatever it is, I have maybe 30 to 40 grams. Then lunch, 40, possibly 50, depends on how that second breakfast went. Then dinner, again about 40, and my supper, also about 40. I love egg whites. Just egg whites, the wee containers you can get. But why do you do that? Well, protein's broken down by protein synthesis, and that's how your body then utilizes the protein. It's the best way to think about it. This is where the analogy comes in. The best way to think about it, have you ever been in a house, or does your house have a fire? Not like on fire, but a fire in a hearth, that sort of thing. How'd you start it? You start it with a little bit of fuel, so be wood, paper, coal, some firelighters even. And then when it's lit, and then it starts to go down, you put a little bit more fuel on it, which will then ignite it a little bit more, build up that fire, and then it'll start coming down, and you'll put a bit more on it. And that's essentially the way you should look at your protein intake, because you want it continuous. You want it to be working solidly throughout the day. You don't want to eat too much and too little, because if I was to give you, yeah, you're going to get your groceries every week. You spend £50 on your groceries. I don't know anyone who does really, but you spend £50 every week. Then one week I give you 70 quid. But you're still only spending £50, so you've got that left over. That's the same as the protein. So someone may have two chicken breasts with their dinner rather than one. That's additional protein they're not going to use. And that's similar to once we get onto carbohydrates. But so that's it about protein at the moment. We can get more into the science of it, but just a little bit. Something to think about when you're planning your meals. I do mine on a Sunday. When do you do yours? Ooh. But that's enough with that. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.